Hello to all my fellow viewers from the United Kingdom and around the world. Welcome to another edition of the Aaron's Ales channel. A new week, a new keg, and another demonstrative pour and review from my perfect draft machine. Well, this week's keg I have selected is a Belgian style of brown ale, and it is one of the Leffe ranges of kegged perfect draft ranges of beer out of the 4 that they have at the moment. You may remember back in the summer, beginning of the summer this year, I should say, I reviewed one of their Leffe ranges, which was Leffe Blonde, and that was 6% in strength, and that is also served on draft in any Wetherspoons pubs you walk into for around £4.50, I believe. Anyway, moving strictly on, I have selected, this week's keg I've selected is none other than Leffe Brune, and this is 6.5% by volume. So, once again, as it's a Leffe, I'll be using this Leffe style pint glass. And as always, before we start, pour a bit out. This is just to wet your glass, as advised. And now, the all-important bit, the pour. Tilt your glass at a 45-degree angle, handle straight down. You're all probably thinking, watching this video, Aaron, that's too much of a big head. Let me tell you, no it ain't. This is the perfect head for this style of beverage. When you're out, imagine now if you were out in Belgium and you were drinking this style of beer, this is the way all draft beers are served out in Belgium. So this has got a nice 2-finger head, and look at the lovely colour to this. In my opinion, looking at this colour, I would say, other than a brown, this is a darker style of colour for a brown ale, especially being a Belgian one. What a lovely, lovely, lovely head too. Nice and creamy. So, now we come to the smell of the aroma. I can smell some caramel. Slightly malty. And I can smell a little slight a bit of fudge in the aroma. So, here we go. Taste test. Cheers. Iechyd da. Prost. Good health. Cheers. Oh my goodness me. OMG. Out of the 2 Leffes I have reviewed so far, I have got to say this brown ale being Leffe Brune from Leffe, is the perfect style of brown ale and Belgian beer to drink on an autumnal evening during the autumn months, in the months of October and November time, especially with the colour it is. Balances very nicely. Very cold at 3 degrees, but from what I read in the brochure I received from Perfect Draft, when you're serving Leffe Brune, they do recommend the temperature is at 6 degrees, but you can only set it at that temperature if you've got the Perfect Draft Pro machine. But on this machine, being the Philips Perfect Draft, it only goes as far as 3, I'm afraid. So for 3 degrees, it is quite a cool beer, very cold. But enjoyable for me too, it's okay for me. The taste buds I can taste in this, there's definitely caramel. I can detect a slight taste of maltiness, not too malty, but a slight maltiness to it, and slightly sweet for a brown ale, and slightly biscuity too. Very, very nice. Now we come to the part where I think is what the perfect food pairings will go with this brown ale. If you're drinking this out in Belgium, or if you're going to a Belgian style of bar and restaurant in the United Kingdom at all, this will go perfectly with moles frites, which is a Belgian style of mussel dish. It will balance, the fish will balance out the flavours in this. It will pair nicely. But in my opinion, as we are in the United Kingdom, if you were to drink this in your own home, whether it would be from your own Perfect Draft machine like I've got, or by the bottle from your local supermarket or convenience store, the perfect British dish. Now I do pardon the expression to any Belgian viewers who are watching this video, but the perfect British dish in my opinion that would go very well with this Belgian style of beer, being a brown ale, would most definitely be a dish, something along the line being stew and dumplings. This would pair very nicely, I think, with a nice stew and dumplings. And I think this would also go nicely with a nice minted lamb shank, which is a favourite dish of my father's whenever he goes to a restaurant or a pub that serves minted lamb shanks. Really balances out the flavours with this. But also, looking at the colour of it being a dark style of brown ale, I think as well as food, this is the perfect dessert style of Belgian beer. So this would go nicely, 100% with a Belgian waffle. But I would also think this would also pair very nicely with a nice bread and butter pudding. If you were to drink this in any pub that serves it in the UK or in your own home, homemade obviously, it will balance out the flavours with whatever is added in the bread and butter pudding you have, especially the dried fruits part. Really, really robust and full-bodied. Excellent. Excellent, excellent pairings to go with that. Moving on now to the final part where I give the rating. Being as this is the second Leffe styles of Belgian beers I've reviewed, this gets a well-earned 10 out of 10 from Aaron's Ales. This is so lovely. Delicious but delightful. I'm really enjoying it, and I would definitely look at buying this again in the future. Thank you for watching. Please tune in again soon to my next videos. Good night, no star, hwyl fawr, bye for now.